Hey everyone, very quickly just before the video begins, you will hear background noise of shuffling and stuff moving around, what sounds like running upstairs, and then later on in the video you'll hear my dog whining. That is just my puppy playing upstairs, and when he begins whining it's because my dad had just arrived and he really wanted to say hi to him, but he was taking too long outside. So just keep that in mind. I tried my best to turn the audio down at that point, but you still hear it come through quite a bit. I just want you to know that's what you're hearing and nothing else. And thank you, and I hope you enjoy the video. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, the last video you would have seen was me reviewing and kind of revealing my Connor Bedard World Junior jersey that I've been talking about endlessly for a while now. It's finally arrived. If you haven't seen that video, go back and watch it. I really enjoy that, and I talk about things I like and dislike about the jersey, which isn't something I typically do when I reveal a jersey to the channel, but there's a few things I find a little odd about it, so if you like kind of hearing good and bad points about stuff, go check out that video. I really enjoyed making it, and I really enjoyed the jersey. But today, as I said in that video, I'm going to be breaking down my OHL, QMJHL, and WHL video, or designs that Post Productions Neil made a video on very recently. He did the QMJHL and the OHL back-to-back, and then just recently waited for the WHL. I wanted to have all three of his videos out so I could hear kind of his opinion on some stuff, and maybe rope that into why I did some things. Now, I didn't recently watch them. I watched them when they came out. And I'm recording this after, well after the fact, so if I don't get any of his sticking points, I'm sorry. If you wanted to hear my rebuttals to that, that's not what I'm doing this for. I'm not here to defend myself on anything like that. I'm just here to explain why I designed things the way I did, and it's just a very... I want to keep it mellow. I don't want to start any drama by being like, oh, well, Neil didn't like this, so Neil obviously has a wrong opinion. Opinions are subjective, and designs are subjective, and I'm really happy about that. But today... I'm really happy he liked most of them. He said they were bold and interesting, and a lot of the teams should go to it. And you know, I'm honored that he thinks that of my designs, and that a lot of the people in the comments really liked them, especially some of my bolder takes and where I changed the brand completely. So I'm super happy to hear that the overall reaction that I saw for the most part was very, very positive. So without further ado, we're going to start with the QMJHL today, and then the OHL and WHL to follow suit very soon. So I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you enjoy the designs. Let me know what you think down below in the comments as we move forward. So I'm really excited. So let's start right away. I had the designs off to my side here. So we're going to start off with the ACADIE-BATHURST Titan. And now, obviously, the Titan having like a Spartan helmet, a warrior helmet like that, inspired with the red and the gold, obviously very Spartan-esque. And so what I designed it off was this image I saw on Twitter or something that was an unused promotional picture for 300 where Leonidas is wearing his cape, and it's like draped over his torso. And so that's what I did. It's also kind of Anaheim Ducks inspired with the way the striping goes, but the main idea was that it was that unused poster for 300. I'll see if I can find it and I'll throw it up here as well. If I don't, I saw it or I'm making it up. But yeah, that's what it's based off, is the cape resting over Leonidas' chest. And then the gold, obviously, to kind of mimic the shield. So that's why it's on both arms and the bottom of the torso. And just, it looks good with the white accent stripe. Their official shoulder patch. One thing Neil always touches on in his videos, especially when people use the template, is on one shoulder, which I believe is the left shoulder, so on the very far right side of your screen, the shoulder patch looks bigger. They are the same size. All I did is drag it from the transfer it over from the one shoulder to the other. They look different, but they are in fact the same size. So we're just going to move on to the BAIE-COMEAU DRAKKAR. Now this is one I really like. Now this jersey was actually inspired by the Senators Centennial Classic jersey, the simple two stripes over a red jersey. Really love that one. I kept the anniversary patch to the one shoulder, and then the way the logo is placed on the striping is inspired. Just keep the yellow boat on the white ice breaking through. Obviously, at the bottom of the logo, they're riding on ice or water. And the yellow is to keep the striped flag of the sail, or the striped sail, sorry, out of the red, and I thought it looks really, really good. It's just super clean, super classic, and they could really run with it, and it looks fantastic. This is one of Neil's favorite, or he really enjoyed this one at least. Next up is the BLAINVILLE-BOISBRIAND ARMADA. Now, the ARMADA is a very, very simple design, two-tone color scheme. Now, this again is actually inspired by the Ottawa Senators with a few extra added details. If you take away the big, thick white cuff on the bottom of the sleeves, it is the Ottawa Senators home jersey. I'm not even going to lie, it's just a black and white version of the Ottawa Senators home jersey. But I wanted to add the cuff to add this kind of authentic feel to it. It does, obviously, copy striping, but it's very simple striping, it's inspired, but it's not a direct rip-off. Like, I changed some things here and there. The Armada logo, maybe a tad big, but the black and white color scheme of it works really well, and obviously they have that secondary patch on the shoulders. Next up is the Cape Breton Eagles, which growing up they were always the Screaming Eagles, and I don't know when they changed it. I love the new logo and the new colors, but I always remember them being the Cape Breton Screaming Eagles. It's just a better name to me. I do like the short form eagle and the new branding. They've gone with that eagle logo on the chest and on the shoulder, that new Cape Breton Eagles patch. They also have the 25th anniversary patch. Now, I would have thrown that on the shoulder if they didn't have that really nice shoulder patch as is. Super simple design, just kept the gray to the bottom, separated by 3 stripes at the elbow region. I really, really like this one a lot. Their logo is intimidating. It has a nice duality in the white, and just overall great colors for the team. Next up is the Charlottetown Islanders. Now, this jersey design might actually look familiar to some of you if you've seen a few of my videos back, where I did a walkthrough process of doing a Colpa Designs jersey after my rebrand. So when I went from black and white logo to my blue, white, and gold, this is the jersey I designed for the most part. Obviously, it's not blue with the darker shade of blue and the paw prints in there. It is the Charlottetown Islanders. It's black and gold. I really liked that design and I wanted to use it. So again, obviously it has that kind of Ottawa Senators striping, but also inspired kind of with the Blue Jackets as well. So I combined it, leaving that thick black stripe on the inside with the accent stripes going around the insides of the arms. I really, really like this one a lot. It is, like I said, a copy of my own jersey design, but a design I came up with all on my own. I just copied it over to Charlottetown because I really wanted to use it in a official capacity. Next up is the, I apologize far in advance, I don't speak French, the Chicoutimi Sanguinine. Oh, I've just noticed on my actual post, I don't think I noticed this in my Instagram post I made. This would have been my last Instagram on the Colpa Designs post page. It's Sanguinine, not Anguinine. Easy mistakes, typos. This one is kind of a classic look with the barber pole striping. Really great set of blues work together very, very nicely. Reminds me honestly of the Winnipeg Jets. I love this one. It might be a little busy for most, but I really enjoy it. The numbers on the shoulders is always a nice touch for me. Next up is the Drummondville Voltigeurs. Again, sorry, I don't speak French. I am Canadian, and it is the second official language of my country, but, you know, struggling with that one. I really like this one. Obviously, I involved that V, albeit inverted on the sleeves, and on the bottom of the, or the sides of the torso. Very Anaheim Ducks inspired right here. The sleeves have a bit more creativity to them, but again, very still Anaheim Ducks inspired. With that, and the shoulder patch is really great on the shoulders as well. I love the number font I used as well, and the red, black, and white, of course, worked well together in every team. So yeah, let's just move on to the next one. And of course, that would be the Gatineau Olympique. Now this one, again, a very simple color scheme, black, silver, and white. So I wanted to keep it very, very classic and very clean in that retrospect. So it is a simple double elbow stripe with the 3 Olympic rings on the elbows. If you notice at the bottom of the torch in the logo, it has 3 rings, not the traditional 5 for the Olympics. So I put those on the sleeves as well with just a simple thin white cuff and that double white stripe across the bottom. I really like the number font I used on this one, and the C maybe doesn't look as great as I wish it did, just the font I used. It does look good, and I do like it. It is reminiscent of the actual word Gatineau in the logo. Not too much to say about it that's bad or good. It's just it's a very simple jersey with that nice Olympic ring design on the sleeves. It just brings a little bit of detail to it. Next up is the Halifax Mooseheads. Now, when I designed these, they hadn't come out with their updated logo, and I'm glad I have the classic logo. As great as the new one is, it looks too much like I don't. It's not what the team should be. I really like the classic logo. It is very reminiscent of the Moosehead, the beer logo. But I really just like that version. The H is better in this one, and the moose just looks better on the jersey as well. Now, instead of white, I used an off-white. This team's very classic and very honored, and probably one of the most well-known and supported QMJHL teams throughout the league. So I really wanted to have that kind of classic feel. So instead of white, I used that off-white involving a thin, some accents of yellow in there, not very many. The red, the green, they all work very nice together. I'm super happy with how this one turned out as well. I do always just, their jerseys are just so classic. It's hard to mess with, but I think I did a little bit of justice here. Next up, the Moncton Wildcats. Now, growing up as a St. John kid, you know, Moncton was kind of one of our rivals, the big ones. We always hated seeing them go into town. They were always the games we went to as kids. And if you know anything about their branding, they have those 3 claw marks at the back of their jersey on their striping. I wanted to involve that more, so I just did big claw marks down the forearms and kept it clean everywhere else. The one thing I would like to change about this is how weirdly wide the number font is. The 9 stretches for quite a bit, so I'd maybe just reduce that and keep the number font as is. Anyway, the logo is a little derpy. Now, growing up, I always... like, having, like, when we moved away from New Brunswick and I wasn't watching the QMJHL games, the way my brain remembered the Wildcats logo was the old Florida Panthers logo, the one breaking the stick. I always thought it was that, but it has pretty much always been this logo, and it, like, messed with my brain when I realized that. It's kind of weird how you remember things differently than they are. This logo is a little derpy. I think if I were to redesign it, I would just use the old Florida Panthers logo, but keep everything else pretty much the same, except, again, shrink the numbers a little bit. But I love this one a lot. Neil doesn't like when I use a lot of white in the collars, which is weird because he's a Montreal Canadiens fan, and I know he doesn't like that about their current Adidas collar. But I always really like it. I like it on the Canadiens because it feels official in their use. I'm not sure. I like it here as well with that little touch of blue. Next up is the Quebec REMPARTS. So this one, again, just very simple. It is inspired by the Buffalo Sabres. And actually, it's inspired by my Rival series, which I never officially released on this channel. I will be working on a video on that, I believe, sometime in the future. Hopefully, if I get around to it. I may just completely redo the designs for the Rival series in this format rather than the way I had them. But I do really enjoy this video, or this jersey as well. It is inspired by, I used Buffalo and New Jersey as rivals because they're the 2 New York teams not in New York, or New York area teams that aren't the Islanders and Rangers, and I couldn't come up with anything better for them, so this was inspired by that jersey. The New Jersey version was black instead of red, so I swapped those and ended up on this. Striping sizing is swapped out a bit, and number font, of course, is different to try and better match the logo in the center. It's just a weird one. That castle that turns into an R, it just looks weird. Their overall logo is not the greatest in the league to me. So, great jersey, kind of weird logo. Next up is Sidney Crosby's old stomping grounds, the Rimouski OCEANIC. And I love this one. The blue and the navy, they work so well together. That logo is just so amazing. It's a battleship, but it's also a shark. It just looks really cool coming out of the waves. The striping I used is incredible. Again, Neil said he doesn't really much like round shoulders. That is a personal preference. The QMJHL jerseys have the shoulders and sleeves are one piece for the most part. They start up here, go all the way down. There's very little breaking, so I tried to replicate that as best I could by using the round shoulders. And in the case of this one, some teams do actually use rounded shoulders, like the Calgary Hitmen up there. so that they use a rounded shoulder on that jersey specifically. So it's a personal preference thing. I really like rounded shoulders. I think they look a lot better than the squared off ones. Like in New Jersey's case, I think it looks really weird. But in New York's case, the Rangers' case, the blue shoulders on the white jersey look way better than if they were rounded. So it's a personal preference thing and a by case basis. But moving on, we do have the ROUYN-NORANDA Huskies. This one's really cool. I really like that charcoal gray. That they use in their color marketing, but they never really put on a jersey. They're usually black, but there were so many black teams I wanted to change it up. Now, across the red stripe, it is incredibly hard to see, especially with video compression and when I exported the jerseys. But I can promise you there is a hidden detail of the skyline for ROUYN-NORANDA in the red stripe. It's just a darker red. It is a little hard to see. I wish it was a lot better, but if it were made, the jersey would have it very prominently there. And just the 3 black stripes just add a little bit of depth to it. I love the Huskies logo howling at the sea. Overall, just a really great look in my opinion. Next up, my hometown, my obviously go-to Qmjhl team is the St. John Sea Dogs. And now I really love the Vegas Golden Knights jersey, and that's what I kind of wanted to do here, but I changed up the striping a bit. I just really love that color block in the sleeves. Because St. John's always done color blocking on the bottom of the sleeves and had some interesting striping up top. As you can see right here, the color blocking is a little different and odd. So I wanted to kind of bring that through like this. So I have that silver stripe to bring a little bit more silver in, and red to bring in the red from the logo in his eye. He has a red eye. So I wanted to bring that in just with the black. It looks really great in my opinion, and laces, because I'm a sucker for laces. I like them even though they do absolutely nothing in the Adidas jerseys. Next up is the Shawinigan Cataracts. Now, the Cataracts logo, their official one, is a caricature of a Native American. And somehow it just felt wrong to use it. It is like a weirdly cartoony, but at the same time realistic take on one of them. It's not like the Blackhawks one where it's like, I don't know. I just didn't like using it. It felt weird to me. So I did just throw the S on. It's a yellow jersey with simple 3 striping. It looks very collegiate, and I do, in fact, really like that. Sorry if you hear my dog whining upstairs. I guess my mom's out of the room, and he's not liking that. Next up is the Sherbrooke Phoenix. I love this one. I used that bottom portion of the logo and I slapped it on the sleeve, so it has that really unique pattern on the sleeves. Just very, very cool one here. Again, the shades of blue and the white all work very, very well together. Next up is my least favorite of this bunch, the Valdorf Fourrures. The green, black, and yellow all work really well together. It's North Star's colors. I did actually base this loosely off the Kansas City Scouts jerseys from back in the day, but I hate that logo. It's a bad logo. They need to figure something out. That's about what I can say about that. It's a really nice jersey though, just with weird logoing on it. And the last up of the Qmjhl is the Victoriaville Tigers. Obviously, one of like 2 or 3 Tiger-based teams in the CHL, the Canadian Hockey League, the only one in the Qmjhl. So I wanted to keep that very, very simple, lots of black stripes on the white sleeves, the numbers on the shoulder, and that logo biting into that hockey stick. It's a great logo, a great color scheme. I like black and orange a lot. So that is the fun part. I really, really like this one. As you can see on the bottom of every post or every picture, I have the post logo. Like I said, I made these to be submitted. I made these months ago. I posted these pictures in April on Instagram and just got around to them now. So I had a lot of fun with the Qmjhl, and I got more comfortable getting a little more creative the longer I was designing. So the Qmjhl, I played a lot of them very reserved. The OHL, I get a little more bold and a little more creative. And then the WHL, I threw stuff at the board and to see if it stuck. And I think it did. So if you enjoyed this video at all, leave a like and a comment down below. Let me know what you thought, and have a great day.